Well, hello friends. We have a table full of food. What is new here? But also exciting, I am cooking my brand new Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza freezer cooking guide, where we are going to make 30 amazing freezer meals, and I am sharing those freezer meals with friends, and I am making those freezer meals with friends. I have a detailed plan in the Cooking Club Extravaganza guide where you're gonna have each friend take a couple recipes, prep different ingredients, bring them to your house. You can also just have everything and go at it for an afternoon with friends. That is the route that we are taking, but let me show you everything I got. This is for 30 easy slow cooker dinners. And of course, many of these recipes are on the big batch side of life. Yes, they are. Not only will many of these, depending on your family size, be for dinner, but for many families there will be leftovers or extra portions to freeze, however you want to swing it. Okay, so here we are running down the table of all the different ingredients. Many of these things, whenever you do this big batch freezer meal guide or any of my freezer cooking guides, you can definitely shop your pantry first. So way down here we have chicken breast. We have a variety of sirloin steak and cube steaks. We have sausage. I've got Colby Jack cheese. We have some sharp cheddar, ketchup. Now, this, you know, I always need a little extra ketchup for my family. So, quinoa, some Parmesan cheese, some smoked sausage, dried black beans, lentils, brown sugar. There's the ice maker, some pasta, nice little mountain of onions. We have diced tomatoes and some enchilada sauce over there, some breadcrumbs, some pitted olives. Variety of broth. Will we make homemade broth again? You know we need to, but not today. We have some zucchini, dried apricots, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, nice little pile of sweet potatoes, carrots. We got mushrooms, peppers. Did I say zucchini? Got kids having fun. A nice little mountain of celery and some tortillas, raisins. That'll be an adventure. So this is everything that we got, but now we're gonna jump into cooking and try to get this all done just together. Yay. Okay, so on page 14 in our guide, we got Cooking Club Meal Prep Guide, and these are the items that we are going to get prepping now. We're gonna get bacon going in the oven. We've got some ground beef, but we're using ground bison because yay, sharp shopper. We're gonna cube some chicken breast, sliced sausage, brown other sausage, cube sirloin steak, diced onions, we got carrots, celery, peppers, basically all this prep we are doing, and then we're gonna start assembling meals. So here is my brand new Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza, the Slow Cooker Edition Guide 1, and I am cooking up 30 easy, wonderful, and delicious slow cooker freezer meals with some of my good friends. It is a beautiful guide that I am super proud of. It is available over in my large family table community. Hi, I have friends that aren't just on the internet. This is my friend Heidi and my friend Joe, and they are cooking meals with us today, and they're gonna feed their families. Yay. Okay, we were just saying that you all love quirky things, so you're gonna love us. Anyway, here's our ground bison. I did not do how you should do. I did not take these out to defrost a day or two before. Yesterday when I did my Walmart grocery pickup order, I was like, oh, I won't get more ground beef because we have this ground bison. Look at us. Oops, there we go, splash. And so now here we are. We're gonna do the cold water defrost method and get that cooking too. Hi, I'm cooking bacon. Heidi is washing peppers, and Joe was working on chopping this sausage, and now she's getting our bag stands ready. Look at us. Now in Joe's family, they do 100% gluten-free. I worked with like making sure my broth was gluten-free. Just all the things you would think you wouldn't have to note being gluten-free. But anyway, I know that there's a recipe in here that has breadcrumbs on the day of cooking, but I also know you probably have, like I have those bacon crumbles in place of breadcrumbs that are gluten-free, and I can share, but you have things you do. She has things that she will do to adapt that on the cooking day. She's also very aware of the other ingredients and cross-contamination and all those good things. She's my gluten-free expert for my gluten-free folks. I text her, maybe in tears, and she helps me feel better about everything. So anyway, just saying, all of these recipes you can forever adapt based on what you have on hand, what your store has, and what your dietary needs are. Such as if you were dairy-free, many of these recipes can easily be made dairy-free as well. So don't let that hold you back while you're cooking and planning meals for your family. Most likely, if you're used to handling your family's dietary needs, such as Joe is and such as I'm learning, then you know how to do this anyway. But just in case you're newer at it, please feel the freedom to do what you need to do for your family. Preach. Yes.
I need to say that I feel like my life is never going to be the same because this knife is so nice.
Which knife?
I don't know.
Oh, that is. Yes, no, that's a wonderful
I'm
knife.
like elevated at this moment.
What?
The top of my head's like, hold on.
Anyway, it's some knife I did a sponsorship for, and it has changed my life, and this video is not sponsored by them, but Heidi is using it, and it is amazing. So, it's good.
It changed my life.
Okay, cooking spray. Kids have been in here, and I don't know where our cooking spray went. Oh, Mother moved it. Mother moved the cooking spray. That's where it went. Okay, let's cook bacon and act like I have cooked bacon before. So I usually throw my bacon in the oven. Now, if you go over and look on the Mills family channel, I saw where Tom Mills did a thing where he does bacon in a stock pot. So that's like a whole other level. Many times I just fold my bacon, or we've also twisted it, but it doesn't matter. You just need your bacon cooked however you'd like. You can also cook it in long strips, but he has a neat trick with a stock pot that I saw flying around the internet here, and you can also give that a whirl. And now I feel like I want to cook my bacon in the stock pot, but I have this already set up, and Joe set up the first pan for me, so this is so nice. Click the first link in the description below to head over to largefamilytable.com/community and get this Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Slow Cooker Edition Guide to cook up 30 easy, wonderful, delicious slow cooker freezer meals with your friends, plus well over 60 products waiting for you over in membership. I have received beautiful reviews from so many of these products over the years. So many mamas have cooked up these meals for their families. They have filled their freezers. They have had dinner done in the slow cooker or for the oven or in the Instant Pot by cooking through my big batch freezer meal guides and so many of my other cooking guides that are part of your membership that you can currently get now for a limited time for 75% off. Plus, you get exclusive live events with me, exclusive videos, special guests, fun events, live cooking in my kitchen, chatty Q&As. I do member request videos. We talk about so much over there in membership. It's a wonderful community.
I just decided to get a bowl for the, for the scraps.
Yes.
And I know the internet has warned me that Jamerrill bowls are large. I just have never, like,
now you've experienced this.
That's huge.
So yes, Heidi has now gotten to experience the Mega Mama bowls in real life, as she was chopping the vegetables and slicing down those peppers. Joe is working on the slow cooker chicken, shrimp, and sausage jambalaya. And I am flapping bacon in the background while I'm talking to my friends. And I'm getting the ovens heated up and the bacon on the pans using some parchment paper and folding the bacon, because for that particular recipe it's for the bacon lentil soup, and we are going to dice up all of that bacon anyway. So Heidi, yes, now she's wiping her eyes a little bit because, as we discover She's not a contact wearer as I am, so I'm able to chop onions and things and it not affect my eyes. And the onions definitely affected poor Heidi and her eyes because she also was hopping around and doing a few onions. And I realized I'm not showing onions at this point, but she had gotten a few onions done already because there's a lot of onions in these. As always, don't be scared to take onions out or add some more in. However, your family would prefer their onion ratios. Now, Jo had to leave on this day, and her goal was to help us get 1 or 2 meals done before she left. So she is doing individual meals here. She is working on and we're laughing and we're having a good time making all our jokes, but she is working on slicing down the sausage to go in the 3 freezer cooking bags. All of my bag stands I've gotten on Amazon. They're available at amazon.com/shop/Jamerrill. And also my Mega Mama bowls and pretty much all of my Mega Mama kitchen cooking equipment is linked over there. But I am so thankful that some of my good girlfriends could come over on this day and do this cooking with me. As you'll see, Jo got 2 meals done before she had to leave, and Heidi stayed with me throughout the afternoon and also helped me clean up and all those things. And I'm always so thankful to get to spend some time with friends. And believe me, if you want life problems solved, if you need 3 moms in a kitchen to solve life problems, me and Heidi and Jo, we were doing it. We were tackling the problems. And Heidi has now moved on to the celery chopping portion of our entertainment. And she is going to town chopping down that celery. Again, so helpful to have a handful of friends in the kitchen. We had such a good time on this cooking day. I do have future Mega Mama Cooking Club extravaganza guides in the works. They will not necessarily be slow cooker ones. We have some different variations coming out. You can also use my huge selection of big batch freezer meal guides as a quote cooking club. I got an email from a lady just this morning, and she told me that her and several of her friends used one of my big batch cooking guides, and they used it to make meals to donate to a local youth center in their area. Okay, so we've got a toddler saying mine, and we have the jambalaya beginnings in the bag, and Heidi is continuing on the pepper cutting extravaganza. And you hopefully heard the jokes about Heidi gets to experience the Mega Mama bowls in real life, which they're big, right? They are so huge. They are so huge, but they are so needed for this. Okay, so I've got, they got chopping going on. I've got our bison pretty loose in the packaging. So we're gonna go ahead, hold on here while I fix my stove. We are gonna go ahead and get the bison cooking in a pot. It's 2 recipes that need about 7.5 pounds each of ground beef, which is going to be ground bison. Yes, okay, so over here, a lot of my spices all of my spices that are down in the spinner are gluten-free from Azure, pure and holy. Things are questionable when you get up in that cabinet, because you know more than I do. So, and everything should be labeled. There's like chili powder, coffee. Okay, I got a little distracted for a minute. Would you believe that? Running around my kitchen. So I still need to get this bison in there. I've got 3 pounds in. This will be number 4. And again, this was $4.99 a pound at Sharp Shopper, which is good. And Jo is working on, she was pulling spices that we needed from my cabinets. Still a-looking. And that's fine. And Heidi is still chopping away. And so we are assembling everything that we can freeze in these bags. And each recipe has directions for day of cooking. Some of them have a few ingredients you add on cooking day. and that's noted in the recipe guide. Let's see, these are still frozen together. We'll come back to actually run some water on those for a minute. Did we need another one? Okay, downstairs in my pantry room, when you first walk in, there are tomato products. Okay, so. Okay. So she's gonna go fishing for another tomato paste. Okay, so this is the recipe that Joe is working on. It's a slow cooker chicken, shrimp, and sausage jambalaya. On day of cooking, we add the chicken broth, the shrimp, cooked rice, parsley if you'd like it, hot sauce if desired. But let me show you over here what she has lined up. So nice, and Heidi's still chopping away, yay. So she has the chicken and tomato paste and different spices that are going into the bags now. And then do we add, with what Heidi's chopping? Was it peppers?
Peppers and onions.
Now my guide's over there. What else do we put in these bags?
Celery.
Okay, so there we go. And I can just tell you from the future, because I recently had that jambalaya again. It is so delicious. It is so good. I loved that. I just counted it as Trim Healthy Mama crossover meal because it had brown rice in it and such, and with the chicken and the sausage and all those things. But it was absolutely delicious. I am a huge fan. And so we ladies here just continue at our different workstations around the Mega Mama kitchen to prep for different recipes. Again, Joe is focusing on assembling one recipe at a time, and Heidi's going after more of the overall amounts of vegetables that are needed for the recipe. And I am over at the stove now, continuing to unload and then start cooking our 15 pounds of ground bison, which cooks up absolutely delicious, tastes fantastic in all of these meals. It was nice and lean, and yeah, I'm just a big bison fan now, yay. Also, where I was sharing with you about just different testimonies and stories that customers have shared with me over the years with using my big batch cooking guides, I heard from one customer who purchased my big batch freezer meal guides, and she used them to make meals for a veterans dinner. I've also heard from a viewer who purchased the big batch freezer meal guides, and she ran a group home for teen girls who were also mommies. And so she taught those girls how to prepare meals by cooking through the big batch cooking guides. They would do a month of meals for them, 30 to 40 meals, using the big batch freezer meal guides. They learned cooking skills in the process. They also learned how to prep ahead and prepare food for when they would need it, because real life happens, right? And they would just take one day together. It was a whole big group, and they would get their freezer full, and it would make the coming weeks easier on them because, like, dinner's done. And so I just love hearing those stories. So Joe is going through, still adding other ingredients to the jambalaya there. Heidi, she tried the onion chopper that I had, where you put the onion in and you slam down the top, and yeah, it's just become dull over time, and so she went back to just using my particular knife that she loves. But we did give that a go. I know folks always want to know about my big cooking days, about using a food processor or other kitchen tools, and I tell you, I just like getting in there and chopping and getting it done. You know, my food processor is bulky, and I just would rather cut some things. I feel like it, by the time you wash and clean the equipment and everything, I kind of feel like it works out 6 one way, half dozen another. But maybe I just need a better food processor operator in my life. So Joe is going through now and adding the seasonings to each bag of jambalaya. Now, the boneless, skinless chicken breasts are not going to fit into each gallon bag because this is a big batch slow cooker meal. So the way that we did it on our cooking day is we prepped all the ingredients that we possibly could and that would fit into the bag. And then on the day of cooking, we can add in the bag of chicken breast and any other day of cooking ingredients that are marked with an asterisk in the Cooking Club guide. And also, I'm showing you how we're doing this as a cooking club, and we are splitting these meals between 3 families. I also have my 30 easy slow cooker dinners in one afternoon guides available, and with those, it's 10 recipes times 3, and I have done many times where I have done those 30 easy slow cooker freezer meals for my own family. Now I might share some with friends, you know, share if there's someone in the hospital or a mom who just had a new baby, and then I can pull out a couple bags from my freezer. But I have done those with my family in mind. So even this cooking club guide, if you would like, you can use it similarly and cook it for your family. If you need 30 meals in the freezer for this summer and you can just pepper them throughout over 12 weeks, however you would need them, feel free to do that too. So here Joe is adding the diced tomatoes to each bag for our future jambalaya, and she is just using the manual can opener because we decided we were not going to fight with my electric can openers. It was one of those not today, Satan experiences. Okay, so how real life freezer cooking goes, and talking and stories and giggles. We've got a pan of tomato paste in each one of these bags. This recipe didn't actually need that. That's okay. Joe is dumping in the 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Now, see, I was worried that I'm not going to remember this story to tell you later. And it's just fine with a can of tomato paste in each of these. We have a little extra tomato base. But besides that, we're done with these, and we're just matching these bags up with the boneless, skinless chicken breast for cooking day. Okay, and I also had got our sausage going. It was 3 pounds. So just gonna get this broken up. I've gotten 2 pans of bacon out. There's one more pan in here. Oh yeah, that looks like it's done. So we'll just turn that off and remind me in a minute to actually pull it out. We have our 15 pounds of ground bison going on over there. So now we have reached the smashing up and cooking ground sausage portion of our video. We just needed a couple pounds of that, and I have the ground bison going in my red Dutch oven there, and the dishes are starting to smile at us from the back sink. But by the time I film this video, I am back to 1 working dishwasher, which is glorious after having weeks and weeks with 0 working dishwashers, and we're still waiting on parts for the second one. That reminds me, I need to call my appliance folks because I'm sure they've tried to call me. Okay, so these are looking nice and pretty. So Joe is currently working on the chicken Parmesan soup, and Heidi does not have contacts in, which is sad. So her eyes are feeling the onions. And here Heidi is chopping up the chicken for the delicious Parmesan soup. So many different ways you can swing that soup as well. I do go through and cook through just about all of these recipes, all of them except for one, I think, and that's coming up in this video, so stay tuned for that. But I just take a few days with multiple slow cookers, do a buffet for my family, and do a sampling of each recipe for you, and just show you how delicious they turn out, and also different ways I tweak them based on the ingredients I had on hand. The last recipe I wasn't able to cook because I sent one too many bags of chicken home with someone, and I wanted to get this video out to you. But everything else I show you, and everything works out beautiful, and I show you some adaptations and just little tweaks. So be looking for that. That's coming up. And so this Mega Mama's Cooking Club Guide 1, the extravaganza cooking club, right? Because anytime you're doing 30 meals with friends, you just have the freedom to say extravaganza all you want and need to. This Cooking Club guide is currently available exclusively over to Large Family Table community members. It is their included paid product for the month of May 2024. Down the road at some point, it'll be available over in my shop where people can buy my guides individually and also bundled. But members of the Large Family Table community get one of my brand new products every single month. And we have well over 60 included paid products, which include so many of my big batch freezer meal guides, my sheet pan dinner guides, freezer meal breakfast, slow cooker freezer meals. So mega much, as I love to say, is available over at the Large Family Table community. You get the over 60 products that are there, and you will continue to get one new product a month before anybody else, fresh, hot off the press, included within your membership. You also get over 55 Ninja Mom expert videos. These are special guests that come in and teach us everything from quilting to canning to emergency food preparation to chicken care to so much. All of our favorite topics are over there. You get over 100 exclusive videos from me that are already there, and you get brand new exclusive videos every month. You have the replays of over 70 live calls that I have done over the past well over 4 years. Plus, you get new live calls and live pop-ups and other fun from me every month. And there's also well over 70 pieces of bonus content. We just do a lot over in the Large Family Table community. And right now, for a limited time, it's almost doors are going to close time, I have the Large Family Table community membership. The doors are open for 75% off. You can click the first link in the description below and join me at the Large Family Table community at largefamilytable.com/community. If you are a fan of my videos, if you love following my journey, you get special behind the scene access. You get special exclusive Q&As. I do member requested videos and just a lot. It's like a fun ongoing course that I'm constantly rolling out new things and extra goodies for my members. Many of you have asked to see updates on the house renovations and other things I've done, and members in my community got those videos back in December. I totally moved in the new couches, showed them the process of the new living room renovation, including the removal of the baby kitchen. All of that is exclusive content over at largefamilytable.com/community. We just do all kinds of fun things together over there all the time. And here Joe is adding the chicken to the bags here. Here's how the chicken Parmesan soup bags are looking, and then we do have some additional items that'll be for on cooking day, and whenever you're cooking with your friends, you can just divide these up by thirds, however you would like to do that, to send some home with everybody. We've got a little bit more chicken coming for these too. So I'm chopping and Heidi's chopping. We're discussing knives, we're discussing freezer bags, we're discussing all kinds of things. And I'm actually running out of bowls at this point. So I'm just deciding to put the celery in a strainer because you know what? On big batch cooking days in the kitchen, you can end up using all kinds of tools here for various things that you need to get done. So from Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Guide 1, the Slow Cooker Edition, there are 10 recipes. Each recipe is walked out doing a ×3 version, so you will end up with 30 meals. You can divide that amongst 3 friends. Everyone goes home with 10 dinners done for their freezer. You can also divide it up and just do an afternoon with 5 recipes. So there would be 15 meals to divide. The example is among 3. You could divide it among 4 or 2, however you would like to do it. In the guide, there is grocery shopping lists to do all 10 recipes, which will be 30 meals. And there's also 2 different shopping lists to do each section of 5 recipes, which is the 15 meals. So again, any way it works for you. The recipes that we are cooking on this big batch freezer cooking day is we're doing slow cooker bacon and lentil soup. We're doing a slow cooker beef enchilada casserole. We're doing slow cooker black bean and sweet potato chili. Also slow cooker chicken parmesan soup. Slow cooker chicken, shrimp, and sausage jambalaya. Slow cooker loaded cheese grits. Don't knock it till you try it. It's absolutely delicious. I have several folks in my life who rave over it. You don't put the grits in on freezer cooking day. That's a day of cooking ingredient. We also have a slow cooker apricot chicken quinoa, slow cooker sloppy joes with hidden vegetables. How many times can we say slow cooker? Slow cooker sweet potato beef stew with quinoa, and also a slow cooker Swiss steak and tomato gravy. And we show you coming up exactly how to package that last particular recipe. Lots of yummy options and variety in this easy slow cooker freezer meal guide. And then we just had a little fun with the Mother's Day flowers spilled. I caught it. I got caught in the flowers, but we're good now. All right, we're all good. Good.
It's just a little.
It's just, that's right, the Mother's Day flowers. Continuing. Okay, gonna get the carrot, maybe that's a cherry carrot, the carrot chopping party going. That's what I'm trying to say. Alrighty, so Joe had to go. Be our little rhyme. Heidi is still here, she's working on the carrots. Joe got 2 of our recipes bagged, and then she has a 3rd she has started on. And so I'm going to take over with that one, but we need to get this bowl washed. We need to rinse some lentils. And we are just continuing to truck along. So that means almost 3. Let's do math. So 2 1/2, we've got 7 left. And I just put that ground bison on low. I need to chop that up a little more. Okay, we've got another bowl in our life. So yeah, that was fun to catch on and spill some Mother's Day flowers, definitely. But just like life, it's not what we were trying to do, but it's what happened, and we had to clean up the mess and deal with it. Yes and amen. And now I am just rinsing off the lentils that are going to go in 3 different gallon bags for the upcoming slow cooker bacon and lentil soup, which is also absolutely delicious. I actually had a big cup of that on my way to running my most recent 5K race the other weekend. I cook it up here to show you towards the end of this video, and I had some. I was like, this will make a great protein-packed breakfast for me, and I can eat it while I drive. So that's exactly what I did. And Heidi is moved on to the carrot slicing and dicing portion of our entertainment today. Ha. She has all the peppers done, and with this point with the onions, we were just going to do them as needed per meal. I'm able to jump in and do a bunch of the onions coming up as well. And we did have to move. I had a large bag, you can see it there, of old-fashioned oats and also some great value sugar. And whenever the Mother's Day flour spilled, I just quickly took those to the side. And yeah, that's why things need to be dumped in buckets, right? So I'm doing each bag individually, so I know how many lentils I'm putting in each bag. And so now I am putting the bacon in each of these bags of the bacon lentil soup. We are eyeballing it at this point, and it all works out in the end. Doing my handfuls full and going and adding a little bit more to each bag. Alrighty, so since I have the contacts in and Heidi is cutting 60 pounds of carrots, haha, it's only 6. I am going to do the onions for these 3 bacon lentil soup meals, and I will put 1 in each bag. So I go to town with the onion chopping to add in with the bacon lentil soup, and the kitchen was heating up at this point, and so hey, let's get some breeze in here. And when that happens, I just open my doors on either end of the kitchen. You can see my one door, my mustard yellow door. That paint color has just made my heart so happy. You can see that that is open in the background there, and we're just getting a nice little breeze through here. We also have all the ingredients laid out on the table behind us. Now, I did already have provided there the different day of cooking items. So whenever we divide out our meals, each of my friends took their needed day of cooking items as well, which could be things like chicken broth or beef broth, whatever they would need to finish out cooking the recipes on cooking day. Okay, just kind of, so obviously per the prep guide, much of this was to prep in advance, but since Joe had to leave, she jumped in trying to get, she had a goal of getting a couple meals done with us before she had to leave. I am going to take her 10 meals to her on Saturday. We're just gonna get them finished up today because I'm running a race and I'll be in town and I'll be able to drop those off for her. So some of these we are now switched to just kind of prepping what we need once we get to the recipe, which again, you can make it work for you. I do not have my favorite knife right now, so you will see all of my knife sets. Okay, Heidi is still there. Team Carrot is going. Yes.
It is so going.
It is so going.
I think though, honestly, like, I'm almost done, and then
there's more. The carrots grow.
Right, then I cut them again. So I was like, how can I make this into some sort of assembly line?
So you and I were talking about all the ways that you will use these meals, and we weren't recording, but we were talking about summer because we have summer dreams. Summer dreams. So you're gonna have 10 meals.
And I'm looking forward to them because when we go to, I don't know if we'll do late days. I know we have, I would love to go to the river
that would be nice. So much river.
But swimming days and the days when it's too hot for me to have to worry about cooking.
That's true.
And
I'm slow cooker.
So looking forward to them.
Yes.
Because I've been there, and you're tired. It's the end of the day, and the days that I forget, and then I'm like, wait,
we need food.
Yes, because they have to eat every day.
That's right. I did something like that this past weekend, and so I grabbed 4 jars of the pork that we canned. Ooh. And some sugar-free barbecue sauce, and I threw it in a little Dutch oven on the stove. And we had pulled pork barbecue and chopped the watermelon because hello, almost summer. And then a kid said, hey, what about one of those big cans of baked beans? And I was like, oh, yes. So I was saying all we needed was corn, which we could have done, but didn't think of it till the meal came together.
That sounds beautiful.
We could have had a wonderful summer meal. Summer inspired.
Watermelon yet.
It is getting to be that time.
And I want to learn to can.
Yes.
And I can say this all the time.
Canning adventures. You know where to come on over and have some canning fun.
I'm just gonna come over and watch you.
Come on over. Hang out with us on these interwebs.
We can do this.
Okay. All right. So now I have the onions in these bags. And I have been ignoring the bison, but I do believe I'll just turn this heat off now. And I also have the black beans going in a quick cook on the back of the stove here. This is definitely done. Also, gourmet recipe incoming. Hot dog buns we had left over, and that's some cherry preserves, some peanut butter. So we're gonna do some hot dog bun, peanut butter and jellies for some quick kid lunches, and we also have some cut up watermelon. But no shame in this mama game. I do not mind using random bread that we need to use up anyway to do our world famous PB&Js because kids love them and they are great for quick and easy lunches. And now I'm going through and adding the celery to our bags of the bacon and lentil soup. Okay, and so Joe already put in the, I'm thinking through, it was diced carrots. I'm just adding the bay leaf to each one. And she already did the garlic. So I need to check this one more time, but I think we're good here on these, besides what will need to be added in on cooking day. And Heidi informed me that I said diced carrots. I was trying to say, we already put in the jars, let's see if I can say it right, of diced tomatoes. There we go. So then on cooking day, there's water and broth that is added. And Heidi is still going to town on the carrots. The carrots continue, but no carrots for this one. All right, so what we're doing is some prepping. More will be done on cooking day. And this will be for the loaded cheese grits. So there's other things in this recipe, such as the 3 pounds of ground sausage. I had cooked this earlier. It's been in the refrigerator. But into each bag, we're gonna put 2 cans of the diced tomatoes with green chili. We're gonna put some shredded cheddar, salt and pepper per personal preference, and a pound each of the sausage. And then on cooking day, we're gonna add the grits and the other liquids, but we can at least prep this for now and it'll be ready to go. Go, and then if you want to mountain of carrots, yes, Heidi is continuing. I'm going to open some honor the carrots. She's now doing sweet potatoes. The celery's done. Peppers have been done. That's our fun scrap bowl, and now it is sweet potato time. And here's our bags of our prepped ingredients for the loaded cheese grits meals. And don't knock it till you try it. Grits with sausage and diced tomatoes with green chilies and cheese. It's a whole thing. It is. It's delicious. And now we have a sweet potato mountain. So we have all kinds of beautiful vegetables. And then Heidi is going to take these scraps to her chickens. And she had a great idea. We were talking about putting them in freezer bags.
Yes.
And so then you can just set one out for your girls.
I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect.
It's gonna be pretty whenever it's all fluffed.
They'll like it. And here Heidi is getting the zucchini ready, coming up for another recipe. And that zucchini is going to go in the slow cooker sloppy joes with hidden vegetables. It was absolutely delicious. And you can make your vegetables smaller if you would like, if you truly need to, hide your vegetables within the sloppy joes. Your zucchini pieces and carrot pieces can be much smaller than these. Okay, so here is our veggies that are ready now. Zucchini's done. Heidi's gonna prep some meat and I'm gonna work on the next recipe bag. Okay, so also just crossing off. So we got these starter components in a bag. And let's see here. Heidi's working on chopping the sirloin for the beef stew. The ground beef is done for the sloppy joes, and the ground beef also goes in the filling for the beef enchilada casserole, but it's not really beef, it's bison. Okay, so I feel like we've got, again, so many veggies and things prepped, so we're going places. And I am washing down my cast iron and getting it ready for other adventures. I will coat it in some oil as well. And I'm going through and cleaning off my racks that I cooked my bacon on because they needed sprayed off before they got added to our dish pile. I'm going to throw the parchment paper away, but those pans will still need washed off. It's just what happens when dealing with bacon grease sometimes. So I'm going to stack those there, and the dish mountain grows. We have some different seasonings on the counter that will need to be put away, and just taken a few minutes to tidy up around the kitchen as we're moving forward. I have also rinsed my black beans, and we're going to get those cooking in a pot on the stove and use those for the enchilada casserole recipe too. And the slow cooker beef enchilada casserole dinner is just absolutely delicious, and you can add whatever toppings that you would like onto it. I am here spinning my different bowls and continuing to wash things out. But with this recipe, it is also 7.5 pounds of ground beef, so that's where the other half of the ground bison we cooked up went. About 2.5 pounds per bagged meal. Also a diced onion per meal. 3 cans of corn, and I use corn that we canned here in the Mega Mama kitchen that we got from the John Henry General Store. I still had a few jars of that left. Also, it's black beans per meal, and then taco seasoning mix. You can add that per personal preference, about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup per meal. Also, cans of mild red enchilada sauce. It's 1 can per meal. About a 30 count package of corn tortillas. We use those day of cooking. Also, shredded Colby Jack cheese for day of cooking. And on day of cooking, for the individual servings, you can have toppings out such as sour cream, additional shredded cheese. You can have some fresh cilantro. I mean, you could do fresh tomatoes, fresh peppers, anything that you would like to top it with on cooking day. When you serve it out, it's absolutely delightful. And I am proud of me for just precariously juggling that large Dutch oven full of 15 pounds of ground bison into my little homemade meat strainer situation. I know that there's different meat drainers that you can get on Amazon, but with the large amounts that I handle, I just put my large colander into one of my smaller-ish Mega Mama bowls and let any grease drain from there. Of course, this was a nice lean meat, but I still let it drain there for a moment. And I'm also getting my Dutch oven soaking with some dish detergent. We will just scrub that later. I am also using my half a meat masher there. It's just my favorite, okay? It's just my favorite. That's the meat masher we've had since the Forest House, right? Why won't I just throw it away? I don't know, but the handle falls off of it now. It's just what I'm used to. And so anyway, I am mashing down that ground bison a little further, getting ready to use it in the Sloppy Joe recipe and also the enchilada casserole recipe. And since my friend Joe and her family are gluten-free, the corn tortillas that I bought for these meals, and so the tortillas that we're using is also gluten-free. You know, Joe makes a delicious Mexican lasagna, she calls it, and she layers it. I can just taste it. For every baby I've had for like the past decade, she has brought me that, and I taste it now when I'm sharing it with you. Okay, so also I realized I haven't eaten since breakfast, and we're surrounded by food, and I'm very hungry now. So I have a container of my trim train soup from the Healthy Mama ladies from our starter cookbook from the freezer. I had taken a couple of these yesterday and set them out to defrost. And so I'm going to feed this to myself. I grabbed this. I don't know why. Why would I don't need that right now. I just always think I need Mediterranean rice. And Heidi said, you sure love that Mediterranean rice you get from Sharp Shopper. And yeah, the universe knows I really love this, but I'm not going to have this right now. So I'm gonna tackle the rest of these onions. You can see we have so much other things prepped, but I am the one with the contact layer of protection. So we can do that. Heidi is over there working on putting some dry ingredients we need for the Swiss steak and tomato gravy package that we're packaging up. So we will show that when it is done. Chopping onions, feeding my body. And many of these recipes, not everything is Trim Healthy Mama. And those of you who aren't following that plan, this doesn't matter. But for my followers who are, many of these recipes can be adapted or already are. And we can go through the ingredients to show. But like the Sloppy Joes, instead of regular brown sugar, I will use the Swerve brown sugar. And the beef stew with sweet potato is good. As far as THM, the black bean and sweet potato chili, that doesn't have a protein in it. So that would be more vegetarian. From my memory, I'm not looking at the guide offhand, but you could add some protein. Add some protein with it. Anyway, there's some tweaking and different things you can do if you're an on-plan lady also. So Heidi and I are in full big batch freezer meal beast mama mode. Okay, is that a thing? It's a thing. We are so prepped. We are so chopping. We are so much still solving the world's problems. And you can see Heidi has 3 bag stands over there, and she is working on assembling one of the meals. And I am working on going through and getting the last of the onions chopped that we need for these remaining meals. Like I say, there's a lot of onions. It's a total of 30 onions for these 30 meals. And so it was a lot of onion chopping going down. So here is my disclaimer about freezer cooking with friends, okay? You will have help. You will have a Heidi of your own there, adding ingredients and seasonings and opening cans, and you will have a Joe available labeling bags and getting meals done, and you will have a Jamerrill in your group chopping the onions and browning the meat. But you also have so many conversations, and that's a big fun part of the cooking club extravaganza, because you just go through it. You get caught up. You make important life decisions. You talk about the kids, potentially the grandkids. You go through all of it, and all of it is important, and all of it needs to be heard. And I saw this meme today that said something like, I don't just tell a story, I tell the Titanic double VHS tape version, okay? And that is me. We know this, and that is definitely what is going down on this cooking day, even though we had lost Jo at this point because she had to run a kid, I think, to a job interview, and we missed her greatly. Heidi and I were having enough conversation to carry all 3 of us, even though one of us was missing. And Heidi continues to go back and forth there and check on the guide that is pulled up on the laptop. Another thing you can do with the Freezer Cooking Club guide is you can pull it up on an iPad or even the phone. Whenever Jo was here, she had it pulled up on her phone, and so she was looking at different recipes and prepping and doing things as needed from there. And so what I decided to do, Heidi just handed me that small metal bowl, and basically 1 onion was going to be one of those bowlfuls. There you go, 3/4 of the way, and we are just going to refill that, and that will go in each bag that she is over there prepping. She has chopped so many things. So thankful. Also, I found 2 more jars of our homemade tomato sauce that we home canned. It seems like a million years ago, a lifetime ago. So that was fun when we were going through looking for different ingredients. Okay, there's our 50 gallons of onions. Ha ha, we did it. And then this is how we have prepped the Swiss steak and tomato gravy. We have the dry ingredients, the tomato gravy ingredients, and then we have the Swiss steak. And so it's all prepped and ready to go for cooking day. And Heidi is labeling and packaging those up so nicely so you and your friends don't have to put much thought into it. Just do the day of cooking directions and have a delicious dinner for your family. That recipe is delicious on mashed potatoes, or even, of course, say it with me, steamed brown rice. Lots of ways you can serve it up. And there we go. We are crossing off another meal done. So Heidi is going to work on assembling the slow cooker sweet potato beef stew and quinoa. Now the quinoa is a day of cooking. So you see how in the directions we have day of cooking directions. And then I'm going to work on assembling the slow cooker sloppy joes with hidden vegetables. Okay, so I am working on assembling the sloppy joe bags, and here's some of our other ingredients. So this is the Swerve brown sugar substitute. In the recipe it just says brown sugar. So this is again where you adapt based on what your family's needs are. Also, if you were looking to keep this recipe sugar-free, there's this G. Hughes sugar-free ketchup, which is also an option if you weren't using this ketchup. And then I have some ground mustard and chili powder and some minced garlic, and then we also have some veggies that we're going to put in it. All right, and so now into the bags of the sloppy joes. I am eyeballing, because you know that's how we roll, about 1 onion per bag. And then to the veggies, we have the diced carrots, and then we have the zucchini, which this was the only recipe with zucchini. So, and you could chop these zucchinis down as small as you would like for them to be, but you know that they'll be really soft. We have our carrots. A little extra for the counter. And then Heidi is working on assembling the sweet potato beef stew and quinoa. Quinoa's not until cooking day, but that's the bags there that she is working on. And here's how our sloppy joes with hidden vegetable bags are looking. And I'm using a sugar-free ketchup in the sloppy joes. You can use whatever ketchup you have available. You know that's how we like to do things around here. To get through our food assembly, my mouth is full. We are eating the gluten-free, grain-free cookies from Aldi. Heidi's laughing.
I really am.
And I just finished the bag of birthday cake cookies. They're made with almond flour. Does that help? Here, let me show them. And Heidi's enjoying the strawberry shortcake cookies. Grain-free, gluten-free.
That might be an empty bag now.
There's a few more. Enjoy. So, Now we continue.
10 out of 10.
Those are very good. You all went with me. We went to Aldi. We got a nice variety of their gluten-free snacks, and they have been very much enjoyed. And then Heidi, say our Worcestershire sauce. Worcester.
Everybody online says from England, they keep saying that it's Worcester.
Worcester. Is that good?
Is that right?
We will know.
I think Americans just trip over it.
So nice. Okay, so then I'm adding 1/4 of a cup of serve to this. And if you want your sloppy joe sweeter, just add a little more. You can also add a little more on cooking day. So there is the beautiful sweet potato with beef stew that Heidi just finished assembling. So we've been putting these in the refrigerator so I can get some more pictures for you guys, but we will get these also in the freezers. And now I'm just working through the process of sealing up our sloppy joes with hidden vegetable bags, getting the air out, getting them all squished together. They look beautiful, and they were beautiful. Sloppy joes are just one of those things. It's so easy to have in the freezer. Take it out a day or two before, put it in the refrigerator, let them defrost, and then you will just thank yourself on the day that you dump your sloppy joes into the slow cooker, because that evening, kids will be happy, you'll be happy. I eat this delicious sloppy joes with hidden vegetables on top of the Ezekiel bread English muffin. That's just my little adaptation. We are making it through, so we crossed off 2 more, and we have 3 recipes left. Yes, background music, and Heidi is working on we'll just don't ignore the dishes behind us, but we are working on these bags, the peppers. Heidi is an expert at eyeballing school. We're good.
Yes.
We've done this. Okay. And so now I am adding our home canned corn to the enchilada casserole. You can add your corn from the Great Value or corn in your pantry, wherever you want to get your corn, wherever corn is sold. But that is what I am using for this enchilada casserole. And what we're making there in those bags becomes our meat and delicious layers that we put down in the slow cooker, and then we layer our tortillas and layer some enchilada sauce and some cheese, and continuing to repeat those layers. It's very delicious. And I am adding in our already cooked black beans to each bag as well. And Heidi is finishing looks like the beef stew and sweet potato recipe across the island there. And we're laughing, we're having fun. Everything looks so beautiful in those bags. You just gotta love slow cooker freezer meals and how good they look in the bags. Okay, that was actually the black bean and sweet potato chili that Heidi finished up there. And towards the end of that recipe, you can use the immersion blender to thicken it up a little bit if you would like. Now I'm pouring in some enchilada sauce into each of those bags, but you also do some enchilada sauce on your day of cooking in between your layers. And I'm handing over to Heidi some more ingredients that she needs for the next set of meals that she is going to work on. And I'm doing professional level squishing together of ingredients for the enchilada casserole in each bag and squeezing out any extra air. And there we go, 3 different enchilada casserole, slow cooker freezer meals, along with the day of cooking ingredients and the black bean and sweet potato chili and the dishes growing in 2 sinks. But don't worry, we will tackle that. And again, hey, a working dishwasher. So we're gonna put those items away and go from there, and it's going to all come together. I had 2 of my best girlfriends over here at the house, and we prepared these 30 easy slow cooker freezer meals from my brand new Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Guide 1. We had so much fun making these. These have been in my refrigerator for a whole day. I had to, you know, working mom life, get some pictures with the food. That's part of the life that I juggle. Anywho, got my food pictures. So now I have a friend coming over this evening and another one coming by tomorrow morning, and they're going to take their 10 meals, 1/3 of this guide that we prepped. They're taking those to put in their freezer for their family for upcoming quick and easy dinners. And one of the very big requests that I get from so many viewers is seeing many of these freezer meals that we prepped in process, how to cook freezer meals, how do we do these throw and go freezer meals. So I'm going to walk you through each of the 10 recipes that we used from my Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Fun, and we're gonna get these slow cookers cranking, and I'm gonna show you each and every one. So all of these meals are from my Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Guide 1. And at this moment, that cooking club guide is exclusively available over in my Large Family Table community. If you head to largefamilytable.com/community, you can join my Large Family Table community. We did the math on it the other day. It ends up being like 26 cents a day for a whole year of fun and adventure, and so many cooking guides already included, and live calls and live cooking and special guests and so much more. Now, we do a lot of food over in the Large Family Table community, and we have for over 4.5 years. However, we also do even more than food. And I have so many different guest experts that come in, and we talk about all the mama topics, all the topics that you would want encouragement on, and so much more. We do that over in the Large Family Table community. There's over 4 years of content there waiting for you instantly when you join today. And then every month I roll out fresh new content and new included paid products and more guest experts, live events, exclusive videos, so much more. 26 cents a day. So if you would like the Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Guide 1, where we do all these meals, the Large Family Table community members have access to that product. Eventually that product will be available over in my shop at shop.largefamilytable.com, but right now it's an exclusive for the members. They have it first, so let's get going. And here's a look at the digital cover of it. It is so pretty. And the very first recipe that we're gonna get in the slow cooker is the bacon and lentil soup. Because of my internet matrix life, so I need to get this video out to you guys, and I don't really have 10 days to cook a dinner every single day like a normal mom, okay? This is Mega Mama universe. So I'm going to do about 4 recipes today, 4 recipes tomorrow, and probably 2 on the 3rd day, so I can get this out to you. And what that means in my real life, because I know you all are connected and you want to know these things, this means that my family folks are going to have a variety of choices for the next 3 days. And also I have several meals that I'm going to share with neighbors and other friends as I cook them. And then in addition to that, if we have anything that I cook and we don't get to, again, in my Mega Mama Big Batch Food Matrix, I can just throw it in the freezer once it's cooked and we can pull it out later. Yes and amen. And of course, you don't have to worry about that in your real life mama world. You just do a recipe a day as your family needs it. Alrighty, so for the bacon lentil soup, and this is defrosted, we're gonna get this going in the slow cooker. We're gonna add in 8 cups of chicken broth, and then right towards the end, we'll add in 1/4 of a cup of red wine vinegar. Just dumping in all of these ingredients. This is a real easy breezy, lemon squeezy, and day of, you don't have to do too much to it. You could fit, probably with this one in particular, you could go ahead and fit a good bit of this chicken broth in the bag. Some of the ingredients, especially since my recipes usually are on the bigger size, some little day of cooking ingredients we just leave out, and then I just grab the boxes of broth or other little things we might need. Okay, that's that. So this is just gonna cook on low and like it. And this is very similar to, let's say, I don't think I call it an enchilada casserole. Don't I have like a burrito pie recipe over on largefoodtable.com and some other like 9x13 and 10x15 casserole type freezer meals that are similar. So the enchilada casserole is, we have all of this prepped from our cooking day. And I'm going to squish it and mix it together here. And we're going to do a layer of our enchilada casserole mixture, a layer of our tortillas, little drizzle of enchilada sauce, and our cheese, and then just keep going with our layers, and then let that cook on low. Delightful for the younger folks in the crowd. For all the family folks will gobble this up fast, quick, and in a hurry. So let's get this going. We need to open that jar of enchilada sauce, but we will get there in a moment. I was going to squishy, that's the technical term, squishy your mix together. Okay, squishy. Good. We were in such an assembly line fashion that I had not done that. And this is using the canned corn that we had canned here in the Mega Mama kitchen. So we used up a total of 3 jars of that. I just always love to use things up. And then these are gluten-free tortillas. One of my friends is gluten-free and she knows how to adapt things for her family. And so I think cheese is one of those things that you have to make sure what it's dusted with. Isn't that a thing, gluten-free folks? Some cheese. Okay, no, this cheese says gluten-free too. So we're good with that. And then enchilada sauce. I just like for things to say it. Well, anyway, this is not for her family, but she did look at my ingredients. So that is good. Okay. And actually, let me get the can opener. Okay. The can opener's cooperating today. Isn't that nice of it? I'm going to borrow this little measuring cup to drizzle. Okay. Now we're going to do our other layer. I probably made this bottom layer just a little too thick. That's okay. I mean, it's not gonna hurt nothing. I just like to get as many layers as we can, that's all. And I know I've probably said too much about the whole gluten-free question. The reason I do that is I have a mind to look for certain things, for certain dietary needs. And I know my gluten-free viewers are an expert at that. And there's just some things that are shocking that might have gluten in it. And so that's why I go to my friend Joe often and we discuss this, because I have some family folks that need some gluten-free things too during this season. But I am not a gluten-free expert and this is not a gluten-free channel. However, many of the recipes I do can be swung gluten-free or dairy-free. And moms handling those needs become an expert in these areas. And so since I'm handling some more of those needs these days, it's just making me talk about it a little more. I'll have family folks that will put salsa on this, put sour cream on it, lots of yummy options. There's my timer going off for another life juggle. Crash bang. There we go. Okay, the next one we're gonna get going is this slow cooker chicken parmesan soup. So for this chicken parmesan meal, we are going to dump this in along with chicken broth, and there's directions to add a particular type of pasta the last 30 minutes or so. You could also instead add some pre-cooked brown rice if you would like. Okay, so the recipe calls for 6 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to use 8 because I'm going to have the second thing of broth open, and that definitely won't, 2 more cups won't hurt nothing. So here we go, just showing it to you. We are gonna now let this sit and cook and like it. And then last but not least, we're gonna do these sloppy joes with hidden vegetables. And this is just dump it in the slow cooker. Okay, the cooking continues, but the enchilada casserole is done and delicious, and it just got scooped out from there. They're adding some sour cream on top, and I'm going to actually just turn that off and unplug it now, but it smells so good. Alrighty friends, it has been a little bit. I added that red wine vinegar to the bacon and lentil soup, and I was letting that go a little longer, but sorry, I'm leaning over here to get my spoon. It is smelling very, very delicious. It's just not quite done yet. And then you can see how the enchilada casserole has fared. That thing's going down. That will probably be finished tomorrow. My mom had some of this chicken parmesan soup already. I was out for a little bit and she messaged me and said, oh my goodness, that chicken soup was so good. And I had added in some rice to it. Now in the recipe that comes in the Cooking Club guide, it has some directions to add some noodles the last 30 minutes. I just, again, adapted it to work in my little Trim Healthy Mama attempt world. This would be a crossover meal if you're following along with that, which means it mixes the fats and the carbs. And that's okay. I'm running a race tomorrow, so that is just fine. I like to get in some crossovers as well. But anyway, so this has come highly recommended by my mama. And this is grown-up sloppy joe eaten. And look, a little burnt on my toast, but I had 2 Ezekiel bread heels left. This is our sloppy joes with hidden veggies. We didn't really hide the veggies in this, but if you need to hide veggies, you can chop them down even smaller. But I am hungry, and so I am just having 2 open-face sloppy joe slices of bread, and that is very delicious. And also we used the Swerve brown sugar instead of regular old brown sugar. So I also, for those following along again, consider this just fine on my little Trim Healthy Mama attempts. Well, happy next day, friends. No makeup mama here. I did get to run a big group 5K this morning. Came home, took a nice long Epsom salt bath. In a fresh dress now. This has nothing to do with these freezer meals. Actually, it does. I'm going to show you what I'm eating. And the kids and I are getting ready to go out to a ballet that my good friend Joe, who helped me make and prep all these meals along with Heidi, is going to be in this ballet tonight. That is something that she does. She dances ballet, and I kind of sung that there with her girls, so it's so much fun. So anyway, so we are off to the ballet at a local university coming up soon, but look at what I'm having for dinner. So this is that delicious chicken Parmesan soup that I put the rice in instead of the noodles. You can do it either way. And I did sprinkle some Parmesan cheese, and I started stirring this up and was inhaling it. And then I was like, oh wait, I need to show you all how it turned out. So it's delicious. This is what I'm having. And of course we have a variety of those meals already prepped that other folks have been eating for different meals throughout today. Well, happy new day, friends. So today we are getting 4 more of those easy breezy lemon squeezy. Why I just love to say that right now. Okay, anywho, I'm getting 4 more going in our slow cookers to show you all the end results and to continue the Mama makes a lot of mega food on the internet extravaganza that we got going on here. But the recipes we've done so far, again, some things are gone already. The chicken Parmesan soup, which is a big hit. Again, my mom loves that, and I love that one as well. That one will probably be gone this evening. We're working through it. So we're gonna do 4 more, but you in your real life, you're just gonna do 1 a night, okay? Okay. So the next one that we're getting going is the slow cooker black bean and sweet potato chili. Alrighty, so this recipe takes 7 cups of water, 4 cups of vegetable broth. You can do homemade vegetable broth, of course. I'm throwing in some great value vegetable broth. Okay. Then I got 4 cups of water. Let me go get 3 more. Alrighty. This is gonna cook low and slow. We did these black beans on our cooking day. And if you need to, I mean, you can use the same amount of already canned black beans. There we go. So again, that's the black bean and sweet potato chili. That's going down. Okay, so our next meal is we have a delicious jambalaya. Now on our prep day, we have most of the ingredients plus the sliced sausage already in here. We are going to add the chicken to the bottom of our slow cooker, 2 cups of chicken broth, these ingredients. Then once things are cooking done several hours from now, we will mix in some of that already cooked rice that we prepped the other day. And then there's also an option if you would like to add in some already cooked shrimp at that point. So let's get all this going in the slow cooker. All right, so the next recipe that we prepped on our day is the loaded cheese grits. I'm going to pour them in the slow cooker, and then we're using 8 cups of water and 4 cups of milk, and then our bag of prepped ingredients from our prep day, which is the sausage and the cheese and some other items. Pour the milk. Also, I was just hearing the praises sung for the gluten-free items at Aldi, which is so helpful. I need to go back and Crash Bang, refill some of our favorite gluten-free things from there. And so for our last recipe that I'm doing for today, but don't worry, there's still, I'm gonna show you how these all work out, and also we've got 2 more coming up, is the sweet potato beef stew with quinoa. I'm going to put brown rice in this sweet potato with quinoa. It's gonna be sweet potato beef stew with brown rice, because that's what I have already. No reason for me to make something else for what I got going on. Alrighty, so I'm going to dump our bag in. Ready, set, go. And then it's 6 cups of beef broth, but we have 2 cups of that chicken broth left, so I'm gonna add those in. Add this in. I don't have anything else to put it in right now. And add in beef broth. I was looking at the recipe again, the way that I have it in the pack. It talks about the option of adding the quinoa towards the end of cooking time and letting it cook in the recipe. You can do that too, again, because I have a gallon bag full of brown rice. I'm gonna go ahead and still put that in, but towards the end of this. And this is what's left of the sloppy joes with hidden vegetables, and I'm getting ready to have this. I'm heating it up. I will probably have a little bit of brown rice with it, and then I'm going to have it on top of 1 sliced Ezekiel bread muffin that I'm toasting. It'll be a Trim Healthy Mama crossover, which hike and choose ready, fine with me. I'll be needing those crossovers this evening. Alrighty, friends, so we have our 4 different slow cooker dinners done to show you exactly what they look like. So down here we have the black bean and sweet potato chili, and this is delightful. And then here, this is so good if you like some spicy jambalaya style. This is delicious. I did not throw the already cooked shrimp in as of yet, but it has the chicken in here and it has the sausage. I did add the rice at the end, and it's delicious. It is. I'm going to eat this when I am done talking to you here in a minute. There's what it looks like in the slow cooker. And then here we have our loaded cheese and sausage grits, and this is also absolutely delicious and delightful. And then down here, this is our beef stew with sweet potatoes, and again, we added in more of the brown rice instead of the quinoa. And this is equally delightful. So here's how these 4 different dinners turned out. Alrighty, so now we are going to do this Swiss steak in tomato gravy, and remember how Heidi and I packaged it up on our prep day. So we're going to take out the dry ingredients, coat our steaks in it, brown them, and then get everything in the slow cooker. Okay, friends, so this is how the Swiss steak in tomato gravy turned out. It is delicious. It's really good if you can have it over some homemade mashed potatoes or even rice. Lots of great ways to have it. But there we go. So the only recipe I didn't get to show you, friends, was the apricot chicken and quinoa. That's because the bag of chicken I had to show you that recipe, I passed on to a friend with all their other meals, and I just, whoopsie, that's okay. But that is also delightfully delicious and included in this Cooking Club Extravaganza Guide 1. And I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye. Click the first link in the description below to head over to largefamilytable.com/community and get this Mega Mama's Cooking Club Extravaganza Slow Cooker Edition Guide to cook up 30 easy, wonderful, delicious slow cooker freezer meals with your friends, plus well over 60 products waiting for you over in membership. I have received beautiful reviews from so many of these products over the years. So many mamas have cooked up these meals for their families. They have filled their freezers. They have had dinner done in the slow cooker or for the oven or in the Instant Pot by cooking through my big batch freezer meal guides and so many of my other cooking guides that are part of your membership that you can currently get now for a limited time for 75% off. Plus, you get exclusive live events with me, exclusive videos, special guests, fun events, live cooking in my kitchen, chatty Q&As. I do member request videos. We talk about so much over there in membership. It's a wonderful community.